Diets don't work. That may be a controversial statement, but in reality, the long-term data on the success of diets is poor. Around 70% of the world's adult population is now overweight or obese. Life expectancy is forecast to reduce for the first time in decades, but this does not have to happen. My fat loss video series will give you the knowledge you need to achieve your goals. In this video, I will show you 5 additional evidence-based strategies that can be implemented alongside the principles shown in my first fat loss video. Link in the description. I'm Duncan, a GP working in the UK with an interest in truly holistic ways to reach optimum health and longevity. I'd be honoured to be your guide to get you to the best possible state of fitness, well-being and health so you can own your place in the amazing universe. So without further ado, let's get into the detail of each fat-burning strategy. Green tea is one of the most health-promoting drinks in the world. Daily consumption increases life expectancy, reduces the risk of many chronic diseases, and also increases fat burning. Green tea contains beneficial polyphenols, with the majority being in the subclass catechin. Epigallocatechin 3 gallate, yeah, have a go at saying that, or EGCG for short, is the polyphenol with the most research and evidence for its health-boosting effects. EGCG is antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, boosts metabolism, and has very beneficial effects on our microbiome. These properties work together to increase fat loss, among many other benefits. Regular consumption of green tea helps maintain good gut health, as the EGCG kills off the harmful inflammation-promoting bacteria while feeding the very beneficial inflammation-reducing bacteria. Along with a high-fibre diet, which I discussed in my first fat loss video, green tea can help keep the friendly bacteria in your microbiome in a fat-burning and disease-reducing balance. The increase in metabolism caused by green tea is estimated to burn an additional 50 to 70 calories a day, though there is often variance in these figures depending on where you look. This daily amount may look small, but it adds up to 350 to 490 calories per week. That's 18,200 to 25,480 calories per year. Even small benefits are helpful for your fat loss journey, and they all add up. Green tea has also been shown to make us live longer and reduce the risk of many chronic diseases, so it really is worth getting into your daily routine. A lot of people tell me they can't tolerate green tea, but this is usually because it hasn't been brewed properly. Making green tea with freshly boiled water gives it a very bitter and sour flavour. Brewing it properly makes a huge difference to its taste. Tea bags are fine, but I prefer to use loose leaf tea and generally go for Japanese teas. I make the first pot at 60 degrees C or 140 degrees Fahrenheit and steep it for 3 minutes. I brew at 65 degrees C or 149 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 minutes for subsequent pots, reusing the leaves 2 or 3 times. This gives it a gentle flavour with no bitterness or sourness. If you don't have a kettle that can be set at different temperatures, you can use half cold and half freshly boiled water, or whatever ratio works best for your taste. Matcha is an excellent way to get all the benefits of green tea. It's made by finely grinding green tea into a powder, so you get all the healthy plant nutrients in your drink. I make matcha at 50 degrees C or 122 degrees Fahrenheit with half a teaspoon of matcha in about half a small mug of water. Mixing it with an electric milk frother is super easy and gets a perfect foam every time. Green tea is low in caffeine at around 30 to 50 milligrams per cup. If you rebrew loose leaf tea, the subsequent pots are essentially decaffeinated. As caffeine is highly water soluble, most of it ends up in the first brew. If you struggle to drink green tea, there is the option of green tea extract supplements, but given the lack of stringent regulation in the supplement industry, it's important to do your research for reputable companies. Reports of negative health outcomes from drinking green tea are extremely rare, but there have been reports of people developing liver problems while taking high-dose green tea extract supplements. So I wouldn't go above 500 milligrams of EGCG in supplement form per day if you choose this option. You must seek medical advice if you feel unwell while taking any supplement. Large population studies have shown that eating more fruit leads to a greater fat loss. This has been shown to be an independent effect when other variables such as exercise have been accounted for. Eating more fruit also reduces the risk of many chronic diseases, increases longevity, and makes people feel happier. Like most whole plant foods, Fruits have low calorie densities. For example, an entire 300-gram punnet of strawberries has less calories than a 2-finger Kit Kat bar. It's obvious which of these options would be more healthy, fill you up, and still satisfy that little sweet craving. The polyphenols in fruit are highly anti-inflammatory. As I mentioned in my first fat loss video, eating an anti-inflammatory diet significantly improves fat loss and improves overall health and longevity. Fruits are also very high in antioxidants such as vitamin C. We need antioxidants to efficiently use fat for energy, so it's important we get enough antioxidants in our diet to be able to lose body fat. Berries are one of the best options for using fruit to boost fat loss. Nature has created safety mechanisms to protect animals from the enticing sweetness within the berries. The polyphenols in berries slow down the breakdown of starch into sugar and slow down the absorption of sugar into our bloodstream. Very simply, berries can be seen as carb blockers. As an example, eating a handful of blueberries before a meal can reduce the glycemic index of the food, meaning there is less of a blood sugar spike after eating, which results in a smaller insulin release. Insulin triggers our body to store fat as well as other processes, so reducing insulin release after meals helps with fat loss and lowers the risk of insulin resistance, which is what leads to type 2 diabetes. The third strategy is to kickstart fat-burning pathways at the start of the day. Nature has given us staggering amounts of food with health-promoting nutrients and other compounds. The best thing about that is they are cheap, safe, and easy to get hold of in local shops. Vinegar activates AMPK, which is a pathway in the body that makes us burn fat for energy and slows down aging processes. Ground black seed, also known as nigella seed or black cumin, also activates AMPK along with several other highly beneficial effects. Essentially, AMPK activation tricks the body into thinking we're starving. I will be making a video dedicated to AMPK in the near future, so I won't go into it now. Ginger has also been shown to improve fat loss, as well as being highly anti-inflammatory and having the ability to boost our body's DNA repair systems. The drying process increases the potency of ginger, meaning ground ginger is actually more powerful than fresh. So I start my day with a fat-burning and anti-inflammatory cocktail. First, get a small glass of water and add 1 tablespoon of raw cider vinegar. Then add 1 teaspoon of ground ginger and half a teaspoon of ground black seed. Whip it up with an electric milk frother, or you could stir it or shake it up, then chug it. Come on, don't be a wimp. That cocktail works well for fat burning, but I personally add some other things to further boost fat loss, reduce inflammation, reduce cancer risk, and increase longevity. Let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video of the full morning health tonic. I decided to give you a less pungent but very effective recipe to try first, rather than scare you off with the full one. This morning routine takes very little time and doesn't cost much money, so it's very easy to add into your life to put your body into fat burning mode through the day, along with reducing inflammation and improving longevity. We need to be adequately hydrated for all of our body systems to work properly, including using fat for energy. If we don't drink enough water, we can't lose fat as effectively. Dehydration increases hunger and craving for high energy foods. It also leads to feeling tired, worsens memory, increases physical fatigue, causes headaches, and makes us feel generally irritable. All of these negative effects make it very hard to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Simply keeping hydrated can prevent those little gremlins from messing up your fat loss goals. We can also use water to hack our primitive survival instincts. Chugging a large glass of cold water tricks our body into thinking we're drowning due to the shock of a sudden drop in temperature. This stimulates a survival system that releases noradrenaline. That's norepinephrine for the Yanks. Noradrenaline is part of our fight or flight response, so temporarily boosts metabolism along with mental focus. You can get the double benefit of keeping hydrated whilst also triggering noradrenaline release by drinking your water cold and quickly. You can check you're hydrated by looking at the colour of your pee, aiming for a clear to very light yellow. Darker or brighter yellow urine shows you need to drink more. The slight issue with this method, though, is if you take high-dose B vitamins, particularly vitamin B2, which turn urine into a neon yellow toilet rave. As I briefly mentioned in my first fat loss video, you shouldn't see exercise as a primary method to lose fat. That's unless you're burning daft amount of calories as an endurance athlete, or by spending hours in the gym like a bodybuilder. This is because our body tries to maintain homeostasis by reducing energy expenditure in other body systems when we burn energy during exercise. However, exercise is still very beneficial for fat loss indirectly and for overall health. Regular exercise reduces stress, improves mood and mental functions, improves our sleep and helps us to maintain healthier food choices. These beneficial effects of exercise boost the fat loss principles discussed in my first video. Resistance training increases the size and strength of our muscles. Having larger and more efficient muscles increases the amount of calories our body burns just to stay alive. In scientific terms, having larger muscles increases our basal metabolic rate. This is particularly helpful during calorie restriction. Keeping ourselves strong also helps to treat and prevent chronic back and joint pains, makes daily living easier, and prevents us from becoming frail as we get older. It also helps you to look good, which is a nice little bonus. If resistance training isn't for you, walking is an excellent form of exercise. Walking is gentle and doesn't cause fatigue, doesn't significantly increase hunger, and doesn't require the purchase of any equipment or a gym membership. Adopting a dog is an excellent way to get yourself out and about, like Dr. Coco here. Exercise generally improves mood, well-being, longevity, increases testosterone in men, and can help maintain recovery from addictions, all of which help you in your fat loss journey. This is another situation where you may need to tell your mind to chuff off and stop being lazy. You can always find time to get yourself moving, regardless of what your mind says. Although I am a medical doctor, the information in this video is not formal medical advice and is intended for education and entertainment purposes. Please consult with your own healthcare provider before undertaking any significant health or lifestyle change. I hope you found this video helpful. Making changes to your usual routine can be hard, mostly because our mind chats a load of nonsense about why we can't change. But you are not your mind. You are the consciousness that listens to it. Realizing this fact can help you overcome the obstacles your mind places in the way of success. As I said, tell it to chuff off if needed. Feel free to add a comment below if you want to know more about anything I've said, and I'll do what I can to help answer your query. If you want to learn more about fat loss or optimizing your overall health and longevity, feel free to watch my other videos or consider subscribing to my channel. I have a lot of nerd learning in my noggin, and I'll be putting it into future videos to help you be the best and healthiest person possible. Always remember, we are all part of the universe together. Much love.